Hey guys, it's Drea. So it is my June hits and misses. I am super excited. I can't believe it's technically actually summertime now and it's just gorgeous weather, you know, tank top, sun. I just love it. I love it so much. Okay, so that's obviously my first favorite, but I'm here to talk to you about my June hits and misses. I have a lot of hits this month. I wanted to update you as well on a couple products that I tried and kind of mentioned here and there throughout the last month, just to let you know how they're doing for me. And at the end, we'll talk about a couple TV shows, but I'll save that right for the end. So let's just hop into it. I was going to wear these because they are a favorite, but I'm thinking they are maybe just a little bit too loud. I just bought these the other day and I'm just so in love with them. These are a set of 6 bracelets. They're from Torrid. Obviously, they're really nice big bangles, as you can see. They're just so gorgeous in the sun. They just reflect the light so beautifully. I wanted to just mention them though because because they're just so beautiful and so like summertime. I wore these to my son's grad last night. I'm gonna wear them to his grad party and I'm just obsessed. I love the sound they make, but it's not good for on camera, so I'm gonna take them off for now. That's my first favorite. Let's hop right into makeup favorites. First favorite is my foundation that I'm wearing. So this is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir. Here in Canada, they left off the word healthy off their packaging. I don't know why, but everywhere else it's called CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. This has SPF 20, my shade is 610. I tried this out during Drugstore week, probably a little over a month ago. I will leave a link to that if you guys missed it. I have been loving this for the last probably 4 or 5 weeks. This is a very interesting foundation. It has a very, very serum-y gel-like feel to it. It has one of the most natural skin looking finishes that I've come across in a long time. It does say that it's full coverage, but I wouldn't say it is. I would say it's a very solid medium, but I love just how skin-like it looks and feels. Now, you guys know I have very oily skin. Honestly, this being the end of June, we haven't had too many hot days, so I don't know how this is gonna do in like the height of July and August. But for now, if you have dry skin, I think you would really love this, or combo skin. But for my fellow oily skin girls, I have loved it throughout the end of May and all of June. So maybe I'll update you again in my next month's hits and misses and let you know, but I just love the way it feels. I love the way it lasts. I love the coverage it gives. Most of all, like I said, I love how natural it looks. I also wanted to mention this. I have favorited this before, but I've been kind of researching a video I want to bring to you about summertime foundations, and I've been retesting them. This one here, the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation, is so amazing if you have oily skin. Mine is in the shade Sand. It does have a pump on it. So in terms of finish, this is a medium coverage, definitely not full coverage. So again, you're gonna have a little bit more of that natural look to your skin, but this will keep you matte very, very, very long. And this lasts all day long. Like, it looks as good at night as it did when you first put it on. It's so incredible. So I just had to shout this out again. So I had been looking for these lashes in my drugstore for what felt like 6 months until they finally came to my drugstore. The Ardell Faux Mink lashes, and I'm pretty sure I hauled these a while back, but I've been wearing these a ton this month. These are so gorgeous. Like, I don't want to pay $20, $30, $40 for a pair of mink lashes, or just any lashes, like whether they're faux mink or not. I just don't want to pay that much money. I love drugstore lashes. I find Ardell lashes hold up so well to multiple uses, and these are no exception, and they look so gorgeous on. So these are the Ardell 812s. So you can see they're like very kind of full and fluttery and gorgeous. I love the band on them. It's a very flexible band. So easy to wear, so easy to put on. Let's talk about lips. I've got a couple of cool things from the drugstore. So I've got the NYX Slide On Glide On pencil in the shade Nude Suede Shoes. I already owned Bed Rose from this line, which is a gorgeous rose pink, but this one is just your like classic, wonderful, perfect nude shade. I love this. It's so good. And this formula is just incredible. Like, it's called Slide On Glide On, and it totally lives up to that name. It just glides right all over your lips. So good. I wanted to mention this. I recently hauled this, but I've been wearing it a ton. This is the Melting Pout Gel Liquid Lipstick from CoverGirl, their new launch that they just came out with. I've only purchased one shade so far in 105, which is called Gelful, and I hate the names. I think it's just like, they could have been way more creative than that. But I really like this shade. So it's a little bit more of a corally nude shade right there. Perfect for summertime. I've been wearing it a ton. It's fairly long lasting. This reminds me a lot of the formula of the NARS Velvet Lip Glides that I love. Like, it really is very similar in that gel-like texture, and they are gel lipsticks, which is why you have that. And it's not gonna dry down matte or anything. It's definitely not transfer proof, but it's just such a nice formula, and I really like the color on it too. The shade range is not the best. Like, you have a ton of vampy colors and only a few that are kind of in that rosy nude spectrum that I like to live in. So I don't know how many more I'm gonna buy unless they expand the range a lot, but I love this one. Let's talk about some tools. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Sponge. This one is not full because I want to show you a clean one today. This is the second one I purchased, but I do use this. If this is clean, I will use this over any other sponge I own, even the Beauty Blender. I love this so much. I have actually favorited this before, but I just recently bought this second one, and so I wanted to talk about it again because I just love it. I can't see myself repurchasing Beauty Blenders over this. The only thing about this, and I should show you a full one to tell you, but it's okay. The point doesn't really get right in there as easily as the Beauty Blender or another one because just the way it's shaped, and especially when it's full, it's kind of hard. Even when you squeeze it and get it in there, it's not easy, but it's doable. That's the only downside to this. But the texture of this when it's full of water is so like luscious, and it just bounces so great, and it just feels so soft. I love it so much. And then the other tool that I just recently purchased that I haven't owned before is this e.l.f. Kabuki brush. I didn't even haul this yet. I just got to using it and I've been loving it. So what I like to use this for is after I've done my bronzer, contour, blush, highlight, you know, a lot of the time that can end up looking powdery or it can look maybe not so blended. So at the very end, what I like to do is just take this and just kind of blend everything together just lightly. It's very soft and it just does a good job of blending everything together and making everything look natural and seamless. And I decided not to do a dedicated video to this. I did mention this in my Summer Essentials beach bag video, but I wanted to bring it to you again in case you missed that video. This is the Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara from L'Oreal. I know tons of beauty bloggers are talking about this right now. I think it's a very good reason. If you've been with me for a while, you know my absolute favorite mascara is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And so if you were wondering what I think about this, this is a total dupe for the Better Than Sex mascara. I can't see myself ever buying that one again because that one is $30. This one is $11 at Walmart here in Canada, and it's as good. Like, there is nothing different. I've tried it by itself on both, then the next day I've done the Better Than Sex, then one day I did one on each. Like, I have been testing this against the Better Than Sex, and it is a total dupe. Like, I can't say it's better than it, but it is exactly the same. Like, you get those full, voluminous, soft, like wispy looking lashes that are just full and black and gorgeous, and it's like way cheaper. It's like a third of the price. Let's talk about some eyeshadow favorites this month. So this is my Z palette. Not all of these are favorites. I really just want to talk about my 3 shadows that I recently purchased from ColourPop. So they are these 3 right here. So the satin shade here is called Let Me Explain. The kind of pukey yellow is called Paper Tiger, and then the matte purple is called 143. I don't know why it's called that. The mattes are really, really nice. Like, look at the pigmentation on this. Do you know how hard it is to get a nice matte purple? Like, this is not as deep, let's say, as my Natasha Denona purple, but it's still very, very, very good. This Paper Tiger shade is just the absolute perfect shade for putting right in your crease or in your transition to kind of warm up a look. It's just that absolute perfect shade. I love it. And then Let Me Explain. I think it's a nice Satin All Over the Lid shade. I'm running out of space on my hand right there. I don't think it's the like absolute most beautiful champagne shade I've ever purchased, but it's great quality. It stays all day. Like they all stay all day. They blend so well. Like the mattes really do blend so well. I bought these three together because I figured that would make a really nice kind of trio to do an eye look with, and I really have worn this multiple times this month and I've really loved it. So I put this all over the lid, the purple kind of in the outer V, and then Paper Tiger all through the crease. It's a really nice look. I really do want to expand my horizons and buy a whole bunch more of the ColourPop single eyeshadows. I know I've favorited these before, but I don't remember if I favorited this particular shade. Regardless, even if I have, I've worn this to death this month. I've worn this 6 to 8 times. Like I keep reaching for it over and over and over. This is what's on my lid today. This is one of the Magnificent Metals shadows from Stila. It's in the shade Sea Siren, and it's this gorgeous purple to pink shifting duochrome iridescent shadow. It's just so good. I've worn this multiple times on top of a base shadow, and then whatever shadow you put underneath it kind of comes through. So whether it's another pink shade or purple, whatever, it gives it a little bit of a different shift, which is really pretty. Today I'm wearing it just on my bare lid space, and I think when you wear it on bare lid space, the sparkle shows up just a little bit more. But anyway, I love this. I think it's so gorgeous. I love all of these in general, you know, but this particular shade I just keep going to over and over and over this month. And my last favorite before I get to updates, this palette is such a weird diamond in the rough, I don't know where it came from kind of product. So I recently did a video where I tried a bunch of makeup from Winners / TJ Maxx. In that video, I showed you this. It's from Clara Cosmetics. This is called the Desert Rose palette. It's a limited edition palette. It's cardboard, but it has a mirror, and it has these 9 pans of like gorgeously warm, beautiful mix of mattes and shimmers. It was $14.99 in my store, but I checked out their website later and it's $50 Australian, which the Australian dollar, as far as I remember, is just about on par to Canada, I think. It's just about a $50 palette. They have multiple palettes on there. I've been back to my Winners and found more $14.99 palettes. Basically this brand, like I had never heard of them before, and now I am astonished. I think they're amazing. I hope that they stick around. I hope they're not in Winners and TJ Maxx because they're going away, because these shadows are incredible. Okay, so I just swatched them all because I wanted you to just be able to see exactly what this palette is all about. You can see there's a really nice mix of shimmers and mattes. That orange there, that matte orange, so gorgeous. The deep wine shade, and then you've got some gorgeous transition shades like this kind of mid-tone mauve and this kind of sand yellowy brown there. But you guys, I've been using this so much. I've used it on its own. I've used it in conjunction with other palettes. I find myself reaching for it all the time. They blend so nicely. They're so gorgeous. So I just wanted to just mention this, because if you're in TJ Maxx and you see this and you're like, what's that all about? Pick it up. Let me tell you, they're so good. Okay, so I promised you some updates. I don't really have any fails per se this month, but I do have a few things I wanted to update you on. The new L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. So this, I snatched it up when I saw it in Walmart. I was like, I have to try that out. The texture of this is really interesting. I would compare this to that Becca concealer. I think it's called the Aqua Luminous or something like that. I owned that at one point and returned it because it's a beautiful consistency. It's lightweight, very soft under the eye, but it's not very full coverage, and that's exactly like what this is. So this is a really nice texture. It feels really good. It lasts throughout the day perfectly well. It's just that it doesn't cover up my dark circles even with a color corrector underneath it. Like they just still come through, but I have very dark circles. So if you don't have a ton to cover up, I think this would be really great. And I also wanted to update you on the products that I purchased from Pretty Vulgar last month. So I purchased, I think it was just the 3 things: the mascara, the blush, which I returned, and this lipstick. So let's talk about the blush first. The blush was a very pretty color. It was totally patchy going on. I couldn't get it to blend out nicely. It looked so weird on the cheeks, so I did return that. I also wasn't a fan of the packaging on the blushes. I love the packaging on these other products, but the blushes felt like dollar store plastic to me. So for the price that that is, I think there's a disconnect between the packaging and what you're getting and the product. So I wouldn't recommend those blushes, or that one in particular. I don't know what the rest of them are like, but before I actually see it in store, like if it ever comes to my store, maybe I would try out a few more blushes or bronzers, but for now I'm not willing to just blindly order them from Sephora. But these other two products are a little bit of a different story. The lipstick, this one is in the shade Prim and Proper. I would have favorited this. Well, let me just say I am favoriting this because I was gonna update you guys on it anyway, but I really do love this formula. I think it's so good. It's one of those lipsticks that's like, it's matte, it's opaque, but it's so super comfortable on the lips. You don't even really realize you're wearing it, and it lasts a really long time. And the packaging on this is just like to die for. I love the lipstick packaging. So these, I would totally say they're worth it. What are they called? They're called the Bury Them With a Smile lipsticks. The mascara, I think, has a little bit of a pro and con vibe going on. So of course the packaging is just stunningly gorgeous, like it's a bird cage. I'll tell you, I will never throw this away. I'll just keep it and leave it on my shelf. That's how gorgeous it is. The wand is one of these curved wands with short bristles. There's like no bristles on the top part here, and then you've got bristles on the end and then all over the bottom. So this, I like it, but I don't like it. This gives you very voluminous lashes. It gives them length. They're very black. It can get clumpy if you go 2 coats, but 1 coat is usually enough, I find. It's a really nice effect. Like, it gives that really nice, beautiful fan-like effect to your lashes. But every time I wear this, my eyes feel dry and dusty. And I know that's a weird thing to say, but they just feel like, you know that feeling when there's dust in your eye? That's what I feel like every time I wear this mascara. And so I don't know if that's my own thing with it, or if that's gonna be like a common theme with anybody who tries it, but for me, it just, my eyes feel dusty and dry, and that never happens with mascara for me. So very strange, but I still will continue using it off and on. I want to get my use out of it. The only other thing I would say about it is a lot of product does come out, and sometimes it pulls product with it out onto here, and I could see that getting really messy and goopy if you're not careful. Like, I've had to clean it off a few times, and when I put it back, be very careful that there's not a whole bunch of product still left over there before I close it, because I could see that getting really gross and goopy. So in summation for this, I would say if you really like the packaging and you want to try it out, then it's worth the price. If you don't care about the packaging and all you want is a good mascara, I would just go for the L'Oreal Voluminous one, honestly, the Lash Paradise, and just, you know, save your dollars, because there is a premium to the packaging on this. The formula is good, but it's not great. So now I have 2 television favorites for you very quickly. Orange is the New Black. I haven't been the biggest fan of it throughout, but I have watched all the seasons and I have liked different things about it here and there. But this season, for some reason, I thought was just so good. It was like, and I won't give you any spoilers, but it was just like a freight train that took off and never stopped, and every episode just had me going. Like, I was never bored. I was always like, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? And there was so many funny moments, there was so many heartwarming moments. What I really like about this show is that the characters are very real, in that there are things about them you end up loving, and there are things about them that you're like, you're an idiot. Why are you doing that? Like, stop being such a dumbass. And I don't know, it's just a very human show. It's very real. Obviously, I'm sure a real prison doesn't run like Orange is the New Black. There's a lot of things I'm sure are not totally realistic about it, but it had me going the whole season, and I would totally recommend checking it out. And the other thing is Big Brother is back, baby. I am so excited. I am gonna spoil one thing because it happened in the very first episode. Friendship, Paul is back. I am so excited to see him back this year. He was such a favorite. I died last year when he didn't win. I was so upset. I am so team Friendship all the way. I'm such a big fan. I hope that doesn't change this year, because you know, sometimes somebody will come back and then you end up hating them the second time around. But I really love Paul. So, you know, I'm just so excited, and I would be way more excited if Victor and Paul came back together, but that didn't happen yet. I don't know, maybe it will. But anyway, I'm just so excited to see him back in the Big Brother house. I love Big Brother in general. If you're a fan of Big Brother, hit me up on social media, Snapchat, let's talk about it. I'm always up to talking about Big Brother. So happy to have it back. So that's my hits and misses for June. I hope you're having a wonderful summer. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out so much. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I will see you around in my next video. Bye guys.